Hello, my name is Carly Parrish, and I'm going to be explaining one of the problems that I eventually want to have included in this project. So, I thought one of the first days of class when someone was talking about cooking a chicken by slapping it, that was absolutely hilarious, so I want to try to do a problem about that. So the problem goes, a very curious heat and mass transfer student wants to see how many times they would have to slap a chicken to cook it to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So the first part of the problem, they're going to give an example of conduction, convection, and radiation for any method of cooking a chicken, so like by putting it in the microwave or on the stove or whatever. And then they'll have to list like the driving force, proportionality constant, and the area for heat transfer. And then afterwards, then they're going to be doing like a mathematical explanation of how many slaps there are required. So there's some information given, there's going to be some things you're going to have to look up, and eventually you'll be able to find how many slaps required. So then, the learning objectives that I chose to cover were from Part 2 and Part 3 of the learning outcomes. The parts specifically were to explain in your own words 3 modes of heat transfer, which is covered in Part A of my problem here. And then, in terms of each mode's relevant driving force, proportionality constant, and area for heat transfer, which is also covered in that part. And then Part 3 will have this steady state heat transfer, which all of these ones are going to be covered in this B part here. So you're going to interpret and gather necessary data on solid and fluid properties. And then you're going to evaluate conduction and convection heat transfer resistance. There won't be any radiation involved in this problem, so I'll have to cover that in a different problem. And then they will have to be combining like resistances in an appropriate network to have the transport rates. So that is what I'd like to do for one of my problems. Thank you.